Hello, my name is Tara Kachaturoff, and I'm the host of Michigan Entrepreneur, where we feature businesses from startup to stellar. Today we have as our special guest, Jim Cash, president of Revel Custom Wine Cellars. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good morning.
Well, I'm really excited to have you on the program today because we're going to talk about a really unique business, the unique business of creating and designing wine cellars. But before we jump into what you do in this amazing business, and we have some pictures to show a little bit later, why don't you tell me about your background and how you got started with this business?
Okay, I have been in the commercial construction and real estate development business for the last 21 years. And when I had an opportunity, I've been a lifelong wine appreciator and collector. And so when I finally reached a point in my life when I was ready to invest in my own wine cellar, my background in real estate and construction caused me to be very meticulous about my planning. And there was a specific type of wine cellar that I had in mind, and my plan was to just go find one and buy it. And when I went to find what I was looking for, I found that there wasn't one on the market. I had the traditional wine rack before with the little cubicles with the neck sticking out, and I hated trying to find a bottle of wine that I was a specific bottle of wine because I'd end up pulling them out and turning them around and going through that process. It was very frustrating. So I said, I just want a drawer that has, you know, 4 or 5 of these that I can slide out and look at. And then I said, well, if I had a drawer like that, then the bottles wouldn't have to be upside down. They could be oriented so I could read the labels, and that would really save me a lot of time. And so that's kind of how it all started, and one thing led to another, and I developed a number of different design concepts, and friends and neighbors really loved it and thought it looked really cool. And so then I went through a process of patenting the designs, and that was successful. And so now we have a number of patents, and we started selling them.
So it all came about because you had a problem and you couldn't find a solution, so now you've started a company that provides those solutions.
That's exactly right.
And that's how many entrepreneurs get started that way.
Sure.
It's a fantastic thing. Now, you said, and rather than keep everybody in, wondering about what these cellars look like, we're going to take a look at some of the work that you've done, and we can go through these photos. We have about a dozen or so,
okay.
And you can tell me a couple things about each photo as we go through them. So we have one that we're looking at here. Can you tell us a little bit about this one? I love this design.
That one is located in Washington, D.C.
So you're doing business outside of Michigan?
Oh, we've sent cellars as far away as London, England.
Wow, fantastic.
Put it on a shipping container and send it across the ocean.
Oh my goodness. This is lovely.
This is about a 2,000 bottle wine cellar. And this cellar here is actually on the 43rd floor of a high-rise in Chicago.
Is this in somebody's? This is somebody's home.
Somebody's home. He actually has a 2-story wine cellar. This is 1 story.
Now, where the wine bottles are, does that rotate? Do those rotate?
Yes, in the center is the Lazy Susan that I spoke of earlier.
And I see the dowels.
So you can see how the dowels rest. And we'll have some pictures later that show that in a little more detail. But yes, this is there are Lazy Susans in the rear corners on both the left and right there as well.
Oh, I see.
And
those are all drawers that can be pulled out then?
All of the vertical elements are slide-out drawers. This is a modern design, and this is what we call a reach-in cellar rather than a walk-in cellar. A lot of people like to entertain and dine in their cellars, but wine cellar is a very uncomfortable environment. It's 55 degrees and 70% humidity. So this particular client wanted to have an entertainment area adjacent to his wine cellar and had space only for not for both. So the cooling and the wine storage is behind those doors, and you don't actually walk in, you reach in to pull out the drawers.
I see.
You could walk in.
Where was this? Is this a Michigan-based wine cellar, or where is this one?
This one is on Lake Michigan,
On Lake
and
Michigan.
it's a very highly acclaimed design. It's been featured in a number of magazines.
It's beautiful.
This was the very first cellar that we installed. This is in Long Island, New York. And it's a beautiful cellar. It's gotten published in a number of magazines, and it illustrates the concepts that we have. What you can't see is in the wall that would be on this end are two Lazy Susans. So we try to incorporate those in all the cellars that we do. And you can also see here that our sliding drawers can accommodate individual bottles or cases.
I see. So those cases those all pull out?
Those are all slide-out drawers as well. So we did a lot of studying bottle geometry when we designed these, as far
Bottle
as
geometry.
how.
And here you can really see those Lazy Susans. That's neat. I love that.
Yes, this is actually
Beautiful.
a very small cellar, but it's quite efficient. It's got quite a bit of storage in it for being so small. But
What's the capacity, do you think, of this particular setup?
That one's got about 700 bottles in it.
700? Oh my goodness.
And you can see again the dowel structure for the Lazy Susan. This is actually my cellar at home. And the Lazy Susan in the corner there was the genesis of the idea on the Lazy Susan. I had case storage on both walls, and then in the corner I found that when I laid it out on paper, I had a 32-inch hole where one bank met the other.
Right.
And so I just thought about what they do in kitchen cabinetry, and they create Lazy Susans. And so I said to the guys, let's do one of those.
Now these Lazy Susans come in different diameters?
They're all the same.
They're all the same. So how many bottles would fit around approximately?
18 bottles,
18 bottles?
per level.
Per
so
level. There's a lot. That's a lot.
It is. It's a very efficient use of space, and people love them. And these are just close-up photos that show that the drawers slide out and how we can orient the bottles.
I love that.
We can make the drawers deeper to have a double stacking.
Okay.
So if we want to get more density, that's one way we can do it.
Beautiful. Is that one's upside down?
It's not upside down. It's actually showing a very interesting feature with the dowel construction.
You can see it from upside down.
When the shelves go all the way to the ceiling, you can orient the labels downwards, so when you pull up, you can see it from below.
Oh my goodness.
That was just a side benefit we really didn't even think about, but
that is unbelievable.
It makes it so much easier to find and manage your collection.
That is perfect. I thought that was upside down at first, and it's not. And here we go again.
Similar. This is shelves with the bottles at an angle again. It looks a little distorted there.
I love how you're literally using every piece of space.
Yes.
It's just.
Yes.
It's so. I love that conservation there.
Well, capacity is a big issue with wine cellars, and generally you're trying to find a way to fit as many bottles as you can into a fairly small space.
Well, I want to thank you so much for going through these photos with us. I mean, it's fascinating to see your patented design and the functionality that you have with those shelves. I think it's beautiful. It's fantastic.